We're in today with the GTS 240. This is a 2009 video card with 112 shaders. It's got 2 GB of VRAM DDR2 running at 675 MHz on the core clock and 700 MHz on the memory clock. 256 bits bus width, DirectX 10 support, and we're gonna pair it up with this i7 4th Gen with 4 cores and 8 threads. I think this is a fantastic video card from 2009, and with that 2 GB of VRAM amount, I think this is an interesting benchmark. The best thing we can do, jump in a couple of games and see if that is enough. Let's go. All right, let's start with World of Tanks. This is on, let me show you what I have here. I have low details. It's not minimal, it's low details. You know, this is very interesting. I got 1080p, full render scale, and I think I'm gonna get a decent performance from this video card. If there is any problems like this, you seen how many when before reload need 50 FPS, then I will put it to minimal in order to see if I can get the best performance. This is a very interesting performance from this video card because it's got 2 GB of VRAM. Do you need 2 GB of VRAM on a GTS 240? I mean, the question is good, you know, the question is good. Is DDR2 versus a GTS 240 that has less amount of VRAM, but GDDR3 or faster GDDR, you know? Until now, I got 674 megabytes of VRAM utilized. Maximum load on the core. You can see that I got 64 degrees with my custom fan because this video card is not ideal here in this situation. The custom fan is doing the job, but the original fan was just small and the cover was not okay. Everything was bad about it, you know. So in this situation, I will say it was a good choice to replace the fan. But does it run Crysis? Look at this. On 1080p with low details, this video card can actually push 40-50 FPS. I think the best thing you can do is jump in a lower resolution and see if we can put more details. But on 1080p, you can clearly see that the details are not that bad. It's doing a fantastic job on utilizing the system. It can get 40-50 FPS, maximum 70-80 depending on the zone and how you're looking at the map. In this situation, you can clearly see that you get like 40-50 FPS. The spikes are somewhere, you know, a couple of them, but that's it. This is how much the core can do. 99% load on the core's video card and 167 watts consumption. The overall performance is great, you know. There is room for improvement considering this is 1080p. You're expecting too much from a video card from 2009 if you say that this is not okay, you know. If I will give my opinion, I will say this is a good performance considering the age, and it's got DDR2. Regardless, 2 GB of VRAM DDR2 is not a lot, you know. It's just 2 GB of VRAM because it's slow, you know. I will take GDDR3 with less amount of VRAM over this, seriously. But this is it. This is what I have today, the 2 GB version with DDR2. If I take this game apparently with 720p and low details, you can actually see that I get 170 watts consumption, 50 FPS on average, with maximum of 99% load on the core. I mean, the VRAM in this case, you can see that it doesn't pass 700 megabytes of memory. It's decent performance overall, but definitely not playable with this amount of FPS. 40 FPS is not okay in this case. To play Battlefield, you need at least 60 FPS. 720p, if you want 720p, but at least give me 60 FPS. So in this case, with this resolution is not okay. I got 40 watts maximum consumption from the CPU with 60 degrees, which I actually have to take a look on the thermal base. I think I said it a couple of times, but I have to commit to that. 4.9 GB of system RAM being utilized. Overall, it's okay. You know, you can actually see if you're outdoor, you get the opportunity to run the game properly. If you're inside the building or something, it will be different, you know, but it's still playable, you know. Battlefield, it's on the list in order to get playable FPS. But if I do the same thing, 720p with low details in Black Ops 2, you can actually see that the GPU, it's doing much better here. So with 100% render scale, with 100% load on the core of the video card, you can see that the video card is doing much better. 100 FPS, decent performance overall. Yeah, definitely ideal for this video card. 500 megabytes of VRAM utilization with 98% load on the core. I like it, seriously, I like this. 57 degrees on the video card with this amount of performance. I will say it's okay when it comes to nearly 200 FPS from the video card. I will say it's a decent performance, you know. If it's not overheating, it's okay. Considering that I put that stupid external fan, I will say this is quite adequate. So overall performance in the game is good, you know. 720p, it's a mandatory for this because you don't have a lot of say in the quality and the performance, you know. On the CPU side, it's taking like 35 watts consumption from the CPU, but it's a decent performance overall. But if we're jumping in Paladins with this video card on 1080p with low details, you can clearly see that the GPU is doing a fantastic work. See if we can actually get some kills here. Oh, definitely it's possible to play this game. So it's working really well. I got no problems. Look at that. 100% load on the core of the video card, 400 megabytes of VRAM utilization. It's not that bad, you know. I think this is one of those situations in which you can say, you know what, it's possible to play other games that runs on a video card like this. Defeated. What the f? This is the right game that you have to put on a video card like this. Look at this, 100 and 200 FPS on average. It's running really well. 400 megabytes of VRAM utilized here in order to get this performance. I got nearly 200 FPS and the core is on maximum. Don't say nothing about this, but definitely playable. What the f? The performance here in Team Fortress is fantastic with this video card. I put everything on 1080p with low details. The average FPS here is good. You can actually see that is fantastic. Even with low quality, you can still have a nice entertainment here with this video card. But in this case, you can clearly see that the system has no problem. 5.7 gig of system RAM being utilized in order to deliver this performance and under 40 watts consumption from this computer. I got 170 watts consumption from this computer. So at this stage, I will say, you know what, it's not that bad, you know, this video card. There's a lot of games you can play on this. But if we're jumping in Dragon Age with this video card on 1080p with low details, you can clearly see that the video card is capable of delivering some nice performance. Only 300 megabytes of VRAM utilized. It's on DirectX 9 setup with low details. So I wanted to get the best from this video card. It's utilizing 160 watts, 94% load on the core of the video card. That's actually an interesting performance because then it allows me to adjust the video card in such a way so I can get more quality and nice resolution, you know, based on the FPS I get. So if I get 60-65 FPS from here, that means I will put medium details with 720p in order to get this game with higher qualities. I like how it looks, I like how it runs, you know, so I will definitely like to play more like this, you know. This video card is capable of delivering some nice entertainment. And it's possible, you know. In this case, you can clearly see that there is a lot of things you can do here, but if you're not interested on working with 1080p, I think 720p would be even better. But if we're jumping in Fallout with this video card and with this system, you can clearly see that it's capable of delivering some nice performance here. 130 watts consumption only. I put on low details with 1080p because I wanted to see if the GPU itself is capable of being efficient. It's not required to pass over 60 FPS. I wanted to see how the GPU is performing. I've seen it in Paladins because he managed to reach 100 FPS. I was like, okay, fair, you know, because it's 99% loaded, because it's giving me the maximum FPS that core can output on 99% load, you know, 90 FPS, 100 FPS, how much it was in Paladins, yes. But here, with maximum FPS, it's 60, then the core becomes less stress. And in this situation, you can see that the game is performing really nice. It looks okay, even on low details, but it's only 30% loaded with 280 megabytes of VRAM, you know. This is what I need from a video card like this. This is what I need from a system. 130 watts. Now imagine not putting an i7 like this and utilizing something different and more efficient, you know, maybe 10 watts or something. Distressing the video card even more, you know, maybe put on 720p with low details. It doesn't matter, 60 FPS, you know, or maybe put 40 FPS so you can get even better efficiency. Regardless, Fallout is working really nice, even though it's low details, seriously. The only problem I have with this video card is the cooling system. You can actually see that the radiator, the fan itself is not that big, you know, it's small, it's got a small fan, it's not cooling. I was using this video card just a little at the beginning, and in MS Afterburner in Windows in idle had 67 degrees. New thermal paste, everything, but the fan is too small, it's too weak, and I don't like it, you know. And maybe not an OEM machine, it was locked on 60 FPS or something, or in such a way that it was cooled. I don't know, maybe the fan is broken and it doesn't work super fast. Regardless, regardless, I took that cover off, I disconnected the fan, and I put my own DIY fans on top of the video card, use some zip ties. Usually I do this whenever a video card doesn't have a fan or is too weak or something like that, in order to cool the video card, in order to not butcher it, you know, with thermal stress. I think it was a very fantastic performance from this improvisation, because it managed to keep my video card under 70 degrees. That is a fantastic performance. I repeat, this is a fantastic thermal performance, but it's not the original fan power. So if you are interested on having a video card like this, you need to consider the fan problem. You know, at the beginning, there's no question you'll have problems with this. So I think this was an OEM video card, but overall performance with this, it was acceptable, you know. Like I said at the beginning, the only problem with this is that DDR2. I wish I had a version that has a faster memory, because I'm 100% sure it would have been a different type of performance. But overall, it's a video card, you know, it's working. And if you find it in front of you with next to nothing, it's worth it, you know. But it's not worth getting a video card like this just because you want to have it, you know. If you're interested on an old machine to have a video card for retro gaming, I think DirectX 11 video cards with Fermi chipsets are more approachable, you know, because those are cheaper, faster, and if you get one that is not fully stressed, I think you'll have a better chance on gaming with all games. But regardless, I have it, I tested, I like the performance, but I do not recommend it. But if you have any suggestion for this video card, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.
What the f is that? It says DDR3. It says DDR. Look at that.